Welcome to the Gray Area Podcast, a show where regular guys dive into everything, sports to movies, current events, and whatever else comes to mind, all with a healthy dose of humor and unfiltered opinions. Now I'm Brooks, I'm alone today, but that's okay. I'm here to talk to you about the most important thing in my world, Notre Dame football. So keep it tuned right here, and we're talking Notre Dame football next.
You're listening to the Gray Area Podcast, where the answers aren't always black and white, but the laughs are guaranteed.
Welcome back to the Gray Area Podcast. It's time to dive into all things Notre Dame. As you can see, let me wet my whistle before we dive in. Cheers to Notre Dame football. Also, need to show you Christmas gift that I had gotten from my father, and it is the Play Like a Champion sign signed by Lou Holtz, Brian Kelly. One day I hope to get it autographed by Marcus Freeman as well, and it is certified right there. So now we are going to dive into Notre Dame football. Let's look at the schedule that's coming up. And that's coming up here in a few weeks, actually a week and a half. So August 31st, Miami at Miami. It's 7:30 p.m. Under the lights. Should be a great game. Really excited for this one. Should be a test with Carson Beck as their starting quarterback after transferring out of Georgia. He's going to come in with a chip on his shoulder, ready to prove a point. And that's where this whole thing lies and what's going to happen week one of Miami. Miami's defense last year struggled. Notre Dame has a lot of playmakers on the field, but what is going to be the question is the quarterback spot. You know, they've got a proven quarterback over there at Miami with Carson Beck, and as you know, you've heard the news by now, starter for Notre Dame football, Marcus Freeman has announced C.J. Carr opposed to Kenny Minchey. And we're going to dive into some of the roster here in a bit. Let's move to week 2 at September 13th. Texas A&M, Notre Dame. It's at Notre Dame, 7:30 p.m. Another game under the lights. First 2 games under the lights. It doesn't get any better than that. I actually went to the A&M game last year, and it was electric. The fans are definitely affect the game, what's happening on the field. It was so loud. Beautiful campus. Everybody was so nice. We met some people out in the tailgate that were feeding us left and right, and they were Aggies, and they knew exactly who we were. We were Golden Domers, baby. We loved the Irish, and they welcomed us, even though, you know, I live down here in Texas now. Me being a transplant from Indiana, growing up a Notre Dame fan my whole life, they welcomed. I did have my buddy Troy who came down here, and his son and cousin came over, and we all went to the Notre Dame game up at A&M, and it was electric. Like I said, it was one of the best college football experiences I've ever been to. Week 3, September 20th, Purdue at Notre Dame. And we remember what happened last year with the Purdue game. It was kind of a crapshoot. Notre Dame ran away with that one, and it was just, you know, it was good to see. But hopefully that's not a trap game this year like Northern Illinois was. September 27th, this game right here, I will be at Arkansas versus Notre Dame at Arkansas, okay? And this is a noon game. So as of right now, it's the only noon game on the schedule. There's a lot of games that are to be determined or to be announced. But right now, this is the only noon game, and I just happen to be going to that game. I'm actually going to that game with my buddy JD. That's his alma mater. He's going to show me the ropes out there in Razorback back country, if you will. We're going to have a good time. I'm excited. It's going to be a boys' weekend. We're going to go do guy things. Let's see, Purdue and then Arkansas. And then October 4th, Boise State comes into town to take on Notre Dame at Notre Dame, and this game is a wear green game, and I believe this one here is at 2:30. So this actually might be the game that they come out with their green jerseys. Excited for that one. And then October 11th, NC State, and that one is at Notre Dame as well. So as of right now, we have one, two, three, 4 games at home already. We got 2 of them away. 4 out of the 7 are at home, or 4 out of the 6, whatever. Math wasn't my strong suit. But anyhow, so NC State, don't know much about that team. Then we move into October 18th, USC Notre Dame rivalry weekend, 7:30 under the lights. If I say that one more time, I'm gonna just quit my job. Anyways, that'll be a big game. I've been to a few USC games, and it is a must if you're a Notre Dame fan. I must say that because I was there when Caleb Williams was there with his painted nails and stuff. I called 3 picks before the game started. Boom, Xavier Watts had one. He ended up having 3 picks total. Caleb Williams did. So it was amazing to see USC go down. And last year, the big 2 picks in the end zone, return for touchdowns, amazing. It's actually a much closer game than it ended up to be because of those 2 pick sixes. Then we go to Boston College, at Boston College. That is a to be announced game. And then we move over to our to the Navy game, November 8th at Notre Dame, and then to Pitt on the 15th of November. The 22nd of November, we're Syracuse at Notre Dame, and then to finish out the season, Stanford at Stanford. So let me go through this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games away, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at home. So there you have it. What do we finish? Put it in the chat. What do we finish? What's Notre Dame's record? It doesn't have to be your Notre Dame, but it's definitely my Notre Dame. What is the record at the end of the season? Do they have 1 loss? Do they have 2? Do they have 3? Or are they undefeated? I believe we should go undefeated. However, we have a quarterback that's unproven. And that's going to be our question all year. We've got a great defense, great running backs behind him. Wide receiving group is going to be lights out, and we've got a pretty good line. It's full of we have a lot of guys. We have a lot of a lot of young talent on this team. On the defensive side, we have a lot of, especially the line, we have a lot of upperclassmen. So I am excited to see what happens here. Let's go through that. Let's jump into the depth chart. Okay, let's go ahead and start off with talk about offense. Let's go with our wide receivers. Jordan Faison, Jr. K.K. Smith, sophomore. Slot, Jaden Greathouse, Will Pauling. Okay. Left tackle, Anthony Knapp, stud. Billy Scruth, Jr. Ashton Craig as our center. Joe Ottig is in there too. Right guard, Gary Lambert. Tight end, Eli Raridan. Jack Larson. We've got some good names in there. I think our tight end, so those tight ends right there are, Raridan's a senior, Larson's a freshman, and then you can't forget Cooper Flanagan. He's in there. He's a junior. So I'm excited to see what happens there. Then let's see, what do we have? Well, I don't know what we have here because I can't scroll. Anyways, C.J. Carr, Kenny Minchie, Jeremiah Love at the running back, and Jadarian Price, also Anais Williams. So excited to see what happens with this team. Really excited. And we got a lot of young names. Plexico Burris' kid is out here. Jerome Bettis This kid is out here. These are all freshmen. Notre Dame's always attracted the names, the high profile. We used to have Brian Urlacher's kid, but he did transfer out this year. So not sure exactly what's going to happen there. On the defensive side, this is what I'm really excited about. Junior Tuilamaka. I said Junior Tuilamaka. He's a senior, stud defensive end. Jason Onye, stud defensive tackle. Donovan Heinisch, Rubio, Dawson, Burnham, Bryce Young, stud sophomore, right? Into the Jalen Sneed, Drake Bowen taking over for my man Jack Kaiser. Not having Jack this year is tough because I'm a big fan of Jack and love to see what he does in the NFL. I'll be following that. Gonna get me a jersey too. Yep, got to support them Irish in the NFL. Osbury, let's see, Leonard Moore, cornerback, stud. Dallas Golden, freshman. Jalen Stroman, Hayden Schuler. Some good names. Christian Gray. Lock down some of these guys. I know Christian Gray had some moments last year, but I think he's learned from them, and we're going to have a pretty exciting team this year. I'm pumped. I am absolutely ecstatic about this team, and you should be too if you're a Notre Dame fan. All you Golden Domers out there, if you're watching, thank you. Really excited. I think that the Notre Dame Fighting Irish should finish undefeated, maybe one loss. Now, if it does come, I think it comes early. I think it comes Miami. It all depends on Carson Beck and C.J. Carr. But very, very explosive. C.J. Carr's got an arm. He can wing it down the field. He is somewhat mobile. He's athletic. Not as mobile as Kenny Minchey, but I wouldn't not expect to see Kenny Minchey in a few games this year. So we'll see what happens. It's exciting territory. Marcus Freeman has really built a unit that could possibly become a dynasty. Now, with that word dynasty, it typically means you win natties, right? And we just haven't been able to get over the hump with the natties. I mean, year 3, he made it to the natty. Yes, we got thumped by Ohio State. Hats off to those Buckeyes. But I think they come back with a chip on their shoulder this year. The natty, man. What is it about the natty? Remember 2005 when we got smoked by Alabama? Now, all credit to Alabama because they probably could have beat the Cleveland Browns that year. Eddie Lacy and that team was just jacked of big guys, talent. Just ran all over us. Anyways, in the chat, what's our record? And then I also want to hear your thoughts on the C.J. Carr choice over Kenny Minchey. What do you think? Do you think that's the right decision, or do you think they should have went the other way and went with Minchey? Minchey is sophomore out of Henderson, Tennessee. C.J. Carr, a freshman out of Saline, Michigan. Who knows? We'll find out when they snap the ball next Saturday and see what happens. So, that's it. Short show today. Short episode. Thanks for tuning in. This is the Gray Area Podcast. I hope you've had as much fun listening to this as I've had talking about Notre Dame football. Super excited about these guys right here. Yep, that's right. Don't forget to follow us on social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on all of those iHeartRadio podcasts and stuff like that. We're everywhere. Apple Podcasts. And reach out. What do you want me to chat about? What's next? What's on the platter next? I just had nephews here, and they're jack dudes. If you saw that episode, you understand. Once they ate, they were like, what's next? And that's the mentality you got to have in the world. What's next? We run into bumps. What's next? So here, what's the next? What are we going to talk about on the Gray Area Podcast? I've got guests lined up. I do. I've got some exciting sports. Somebody in the sports field who actually is retired NFL. He's not in the NFL anymore. He's doing some great things. I've got military guys coming on. I've got business owners getting ready to come on. I have health and wellness. I have fitness. I've got them all. They're lined up. Keep it tuned right here. You're going to want to see all of these episodes that are going to be coming out here in the near future. And that's it. Keep it tuned right here. The Gray Area Podcast, right on your dial. I don't know. I just made that up. Love each other.